Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. One of the buzzwords that we hear frequently these days is interruption. People often ask, who are the interrupters, or how can we interrupt an industry or a sector? Well, BCM International, which is the mining services company I represent here in Saudi Arabia, have been interrupting markets for nearly 100 years. The company had its beginning during the 1920s in the residential riverside suburb of Bayswater in Perth in Western Australia. Now, this was a time when the population had started to purchase the newly invented mass-produced motor cars that had suddenly become available. The advent of motor cars meant that there was nowhere to park them at people's houses. There was no driveways at each house in which to park the car, or a driveway to get from the street into the garage at the house. So a small enterprising company called Frederick List and Sons sensed an opportunity, and they started to build those driveways under contract, loading and hauling laterite gravel from family-owned gravel pits using horses and winch-tipping wagons. So a real world away from the modern mining equipment that the company uses today, but effectively disrupting the way Perth's suburban streets looked and functioned forever. So it turned out that driveway construction contracts proved to be highly successful, and later Frederick's son Harold rebranded the company to Bayswater Contracting. And then, as successive mining booms rolled through Western Australia, bringing opportunity with them, the company reinvented itself again. Bayswater Contracting became Bayswater Civil and Mining, and the BCM we know today was born. The company took on its first mining contracts in Western Australia during the 1960s, when the Australian government changed the law to allow the export of iron ore into the vast and hungry East Asian markets to the north of Western Australia. Later, as the gold price spiked in the late 1970s, the massive West Australian gold reserves, which had economically supported the early development of the state late in the previous century, once again came into play. And BCM was there once again, enjoying considerable growth with remote area mining contracts throughout Western Australia. Now, by the early 1990s, BCM had branched out of Australia and into West Africa with huge success, and then into East Africa, followed by Central Asia and major gold and zinc mining contracts in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, and recently a project of national significance in Jordan, in the Middle East, where BCM continued to mine oil shale to provide vital electricity for the Jordanian electricity grid. Since the 1990s, BCM has now carried out in excess of 86 major projects across 13 countries. Now, that's a lot of mining contracts, a lot of equipment purchases and procurement, nearly all of it spent within the host countries. And it's a lot of people employed and trained. It's a lot of community programs, and critically, it's a lot of successful contractor-client relationships. And those clients include the likes of Anglo Gold, Barrick, IM Gold, Billiton, Newmont, Rand Gold, Ararat over in Jordan, Endeavour Mining, Goldfields, and the list goes on. BCM also owns and operates 3 gold mines in its own right, as well as actively developing exploration tenements in Cameroon and Sierra Leone, showing the company's willingness to not just limit itself to contracted mining services, but also to own, develop and operate mines, either as a sole owner or as a joint venture partner. Now, BCM has its sights set on entering the Saudi Arabian market. So why does BCM want to break into the Saudi market? Well, why wouldn't we? The minerals sector in the kingdom makes a whole lot of sense to us. Firstly, we have a stimulating and stable investment environment supported by clear regulatory and legislative frameworks. We also have a rich mineral endowment and smooth procedures for licensing and permitting. Alongside these factors, the industrial and mining ecosystem offers a complete package of incentives to better attract mining investment. Furthermore, the Kingdom is witnessing a full developmental renaissance revolution based around Vision 2030. So the mining sector stands out as a potential primary driver of economic transformation that is underway. So I'd repeat, why wouldn't we want to come and participate in this market? So that beggars the question, what does BCM bring to the Kingdom? Well, we bring to the Kingdom a company that's been in operation for nearly 100 years. We bring over 40 years of large contract mining experience. We bring a company that has capital in excess of $500 million deployed, which is generating revenue of over $300 million per year. And it is active with offices and operations across Australia, Africa, and the Middle East. We bring a company whose asset register contains 60 excavators ranging from 100 to 350 tonne capacity machines, close to 250 dump trucks ranging from Cat 777 to Cat 793 sizes, 50 track dozers, 50 wheel loaders, 25 graders, 50 blast hole drill rigs. We bring a company with a mining pedigree second to none. Additionally, we bring a highly committed and innovative staff numbering close to 2,500, whose experience, skills and knowledge forms an invaluable mining DNA. And now BCM want to bring this DNA and make it available to clients in Saudi Arabia. So what competencies does BCM bring to the Kingdom, besides the previously mentioned century of continuous contracting experience? Well, BCM's competencies cover civil earthworks and road buildings, tailings storage facility construction, mine management and planning, blast design, as well as dewatering, production drilling and blasting, and of course, load and haul. BCM also bring a strong exploration drilling capacity through our fully owned exploration company called Drilling Solutions, who provide diamond drilling, RC and RAB requirements. And all of this is held together by BCM's ISO accreditations 9001 and 45001 for our management systems. So in the fiercely competitive world of contract mining, reaching our full potential as a company demands unwavering investment in human capability development. And one of BCM's most formidable strengths lies in our ability to transfer skills and build local capacity. And we achieve this by offering comprehensive competencies and drive professional growth for our staff and employees, many of whom hail from extremely disadvantaged communities where we operate. A robust skills transfer program manifests itself in numerous ways, such as increased productivity, equipment uptime, effective dilution control, but most importantly, it significantly enhances safety performance. So BCM's proud to have recently achieved over 10 million hours without a lost time injury at a site that we operate for goldfields in West Africa. Now, LTI, it might be an old school measure in some respects, but it's still a useful indicator of our company's performance and priorities. So if that was not enough, BCM also bring to bear the actual funding and capital that is often the lifeblood of any large-scale mining project. And BCM do this through a strategic partnership with Bayswater Capital Partners, which is a specialised project finance and investment team based in Zurich, ensuring the appropriate access to the required capital. So I guess my mission today is to ensure that the mining companies among you know that BCM International is now present in the Kingdom and that we are hungry and we're looking for both mining services contracts, but we're also looking for partners who have mining deposits and are willing to work with us to bring mines to life. So if you're looking for assistance with project pricing to enable your feasibility studies, we're there for you. If you're looking for a contractor to participate in a competitive contract tendering process to supply mining services, we're there for you. Please include us in your tender invitation lists. And if you're looking for a partner to work with you to jointly own the mine, fund it, and then develop it and operate it, we're there for you as well. So look, please come and meet the team. We're at our booth just in the hallway next door in the Gold Sponsor exhibition area. We have on hand senior management, also our business development team, as well as our representatives from Bayswater Capital. So alternatively, drop us an email, and thanks very much for listening to us, and please make contact if anything that you've heard today strikes a bell with what you're trying to do in the Kingdom. Thanks very much.